Hi ho, Keegan the Vlog here. Welcome back to TR3 Wrench Time. In this episode, we're actually starting in the future. This is how the car is going to look at the end of the video. I'm actually going to get all of this stuff off of it and we'll have a look around, but we're getting really close to a first start here. So the front of the car is really pretty much together at this point. We're still waiting for the rear end to come back from John Tokar's shop. He is done with the steering column and the steering box. So there's where we're at with the car. I'll show you how we got here and tell you what we're going to be doing next throughout this video. Let's get into it. So in keeping with the theme of some of the stuff you just can't get anymore, I mean, it's a 3/8 UNF bolt. I could totally get this from Fastenal, except Fastenal went out of business here in Annapolis. I can't just go to the store anymore. They closed the Annapolis store, which is a royal pain in the ass. But anyway, I was able to find the bolts for the transmission mounts in the bag where the transmission mount was. I cleaned them up, got some new lock washers, and we're just gonna reuse the original stuff. Okay, some minor surgery going on here. I put this on backwards, or these are on the wrong sides. So the caliper is supposed to be towards the rear of the wheel, and I put it there. That's not right. So I got to take both of these off and switch them. So cleaning up the parts desk here and came across the dust caps that I forgot to put on. Okay, it's plumbing day. So we're gonna start with the brake hoses, or brake lines and hoses. So taking you over here, you can see we've got the parts explosion. We have got a brake line kit. So everything is to length, however it's coiled up, so we're gonna have to form it to go where we want it to go, do what we want it to do. And you can see I've already started putting the hoses together here. So the calipers are on. None of these are torqued. I haven't marked them yet, so we haven't torqued these bolts, but everything up here is together. So we're gonna have to we need the hard line that goes down and around and over to this side where there is a union switch with a switch in it and all kinds of other good stuff. And from there we're going to put this thing together. Here we go.
Throw all the papers in the
My absolute least favorite of all the tasks is painting. However, we need to paint stuff. We got some of the bits for the Triumph chassis and steering system, and basically just a bunch of stuff that we had taken off the car, threw in a box, and forgot about when we were doing all the little bits. When we were painting up all the chassis pieces, we had to have those blasted. So I'll show you what we got here. The steering arm, we're going to disconnect this. I have all new pivot points, pivot bushings, and this pin, pivot pins to go in here. I've got a new idler arm here and a new connection piece here. I am going to paint this up, at least primer it so it doesn't rust. And that's a good piece. We may donate that to somebody else that's doing a Triumph build. So some of the other things that we have to paint here, we got to paint the brackets for the rear bumper overriders here. We had these blasted, the inside specifically, so I'm going to primer those up. These are dented. I don't think we're going to reuse these. I think we're going to find new ones or ones that are in better condition to re-chrome. So here is really the target of today, are the manifolds. All right, getting back into it today here, we got some things to go back together on the car. So you saw we had the manifolds all painted up, blasted and painted up, so they're good to go. These are not torqued down right now because I didn't have the gaskets. I have the gaskets now, so that's going to go on for real. I think we're going to get to installing the exhaust system, at least the front part of the exhaust system, to connect up here down through the middle of the car. We might leave the rear piece off of it and do that after the axle, the rear axle and differentials installed. Also, we've got the carburetor, so if we get to it today, we might put the carburetors on too. So this could be looking quite different by the end of today. So let's get back into it. All right, not a perfect surface by any stretch of the imagination, but all the flash rusting has been cleaned up with the wire brush, and well, let's hope the gasket does its job. All right, one of these.
And this is just cleaning up the threads, getting ready to put on the manifolds. Can't resist a beauty shot of the ports. And believe it or not, these are the original carburetors from the car. They have been expertly cleaned up and tuned and look amazing. Now this is not the transmission that we're going to use for the permanent build. This is really just to hold the engine up and the starter on. A little grease, not going to bother to put a clutch in it. And here's the starter to go on, so we're getting close here to doing a first startup of this car.
The 32 is only 55 mile an hour speed limit.
It is, and everybody travels 70.
I made the sad mistake of going up 32.
And we ended up going with a rebuilt Lucas generator and opted not to do the alternator conversion. So this is going back to as original of a build as possible.
Well, there's nobody there for one thing, no motorcycles. So I just turned around and went on home and didn't get rain going. Got sprinkled on, but no rain. So that's always good.
Right, right.
And I'm speaking from experience, believe me.
Yeah, you'll wear out bearings.
And change too.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of TR3 Wrench Time. The chassis is coming together. I think on the next episode, this thing's going to be a roller, and we're going to do the first start of the engine. So please come back for that. If you are enjoying the content, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time right here on TR3 Wrench Time.